What if the laughter that once echoed from your living room now carries a haunting silence? Imagine the clanging of double-decker doors, the roar of engines, and the cheeky charm of British banter.
He's just mucking about, obviously. Now, tell him you're mucking about now, come on.
I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, don't, darling.
On the Buses wasn't just a sitcom, it was a slice of life. A nostalgic ride through a time of innocence, mischief, and unforgettable characters.
I hate you, Bucker. Hate you.
But behind the scenes of all that laughter, time was quietly ticking. Some of the show's most beloved stars have now taken their final bow, leaving behind memories that feel both comforting and eerily distant.
The On the Buses star Anna Karen has died in a house fire in East London.
Let's take a ride back in time to remember the cast of On the Buses who died.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. How much do you owe the man?
£6.10.
What happens when the man behind the laughs quietly carries a burden of his own? Michael Robbins, born in Croydon in 1930, became a household name as the perpetually grumpy Arthur Rudge in On the Buses.
This is Mr. Arthur Rudge. He's going to be a doctor.
With his dry wit and unforgettable eye rolls, he played Olive's sarcastic husband with comedic timing that made millions chuckle.
Today was our wedding anniversary.
Why do you think I went out and got drunk?
Off-screen, Robbins was a deeply spiritual man, devout in his Catholic faith and widely respected for his charity work. In 1987, he received the papal honor Pro Ecclesia e Pontifice for his service to the Church. Though best known for comedy, Robbins showed remarkable range with dramatic roles in shows like The Sweeney, Doctor Who, and Z-Cars. He also appeared in films such as The Pink Panther Strikes Again and Victor Victoria. But behind the scenes, he was battling prostate cancer, a fight he kept largely private. Michael Robbins passed away from cancer on December 11, 1992, at just 62 years old. He made us laugh for years, but behind that scowl was a quiet grace few truly knew. What makes an actor unforgettable, even when he's the one we love to hate? Michael Sheard mastered that role. Born in 1938 in Aberdeen, Scotland, he became famous for playing stern, cold-hearted authority figures, from Hitler 5 times to Darth Vader's doomed Admiral Ozzel in The Empire Strikes Back.
Lord Vader, the fleet has moved down to flight speed and we're preparing to...
British audiences knew him best as Mr. Bronson, the fearsome deputy headmaster in Grange Hill, and as the general manager of the bus depot in On the Buses. Off-screen, Sheard was nothing like his icy characters. Warm, funny, and adored by fans at sci-fi conventions, he embraced his legacy with humility and humor. Married to Rosalind Moyer since 1961 and father to 3 children, he continued working until his health declined. In 2005, Sheard died of cancer at his home on the Isle of Wight at age 67. He left behind decades of roles, unforgettable scowls, and the laughter of those who knew he was nothing like the villains he played.
Jackie, show yourself, darling.
He made millions laugh, but who was there when the curtain fell? Bob Grant, best known as cheeky bus conductor Jack Harper in On the Buses, lit up screens with his wild grin, suggestive one-liners, and endless schemes to charm the ladies.
You've got a lovely action there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I've just been talking to the lads. We wondered if you'd like to join the official team.
Born in 1932, his comedic timing made him a fan favorite and a symbol of British sitcoms at their most outrageous. But behind the laughter was a man quietly battling bipolar disorder and depression.
Just found the pressures too much to bear. The pressures of having been out of work for a long time.
As roles dried up after On the Buses, Grant faced financial hardship and despair. Despite continuing sporadic theater work, he struggled with obscurity. He attempted suicide twice, in 1987 and 1995, before retreating to Gloucestershire with hopes of a fresh start. Tragically, on November 8, 2003, he passed away at the age of 71, found in his car with the interior filled with exhaust fumes. Bob Grant brought humor to millions, but couldn't escape the sadness that haunted him, a painful contrast to the joy he gave others.
it again. I'm never going to learn how to cook.
How does a beloved TV icon meet such a tragic end, alone in the place she called home? Anna Karen was the soul of Olive in On the Buses, frumpy, funny, and unforgettable.
I would like an explanation.
Oh, Arthur, I think you're jealous.
Born Anne Harrison McCall in Durban, South Africa, on September 19, 1936, she trained at London's prestigious School of Dramatic Art and carved a niche in British comedy. Her career spanned decades, with memorable roles in EastEnders, The Rag Trade, and 2 Carry-On films. Off-screen, she was known for her warmth and her enduring friendship with Barbara Windsor, forged during their time on Carry-On Camping. But tragedy struck on February 22, 2022.
The On the Buses star Anna Karen has died in a house fire in East London.
A fire broke out at her home on Windsor Road in Ilford, East London. Despite firefighters' efforts, Anna couldn't escape due to limited mobility after breaking her back years earlier. She was 85. The fire claimed more than a life. It took a piece of television history. Anna Karen made generations laugh, brought characters to life, and stayed humble through it all. She lit up our screens only to be taken by the very thing that steals light. Born on April 1, 1893 in Sydney, Australia, Cicely Courtnidge was destined for stardom as the daughter of famed theatrical manager Robert Courtnidge. She dazzled audiences in Edwardian musical comedies, conquered the West End, and became a household name through the 1930s and 40s with her impeccable comic timing and commanding stage presence.
Keeps fit, doing his bit, up to his eyes in clay.
After World War II, Cicely transitioned to non-musical theater, earning acclaim in productions like Dear Octopus and Move Over Mrs. Markham. In 1962, she delivered a powerful dramatic performance as an elderly lesbian in the L-shaped room, showcasing her versatility beyond comedy. Later, she charmed television audiences as Mum in On the Buses, appearing in its first 7 episodes before Doris Hare took over.
Stan, don't tell me you couldn't get the men to hold up the stripe for your mum.
Though brief, this role introduced her to a new generation of fans. Honored as Dame Commander of the British Empire in 1972 for her contributions to drama, Cicely retired after more than 7 decades on stage and screen. She passed away peacefully on April 26, 1980, leaving behind a legacy that shaped British entertainment history.
I hate you, Bucker. Hate you.
6 words that turned Stephen Lewis into a comedy legend. Born in Poplar, London on December 17, 1926, Stephen Lewis brought life to Inspector Cyril Blakey Blake, the bug-eyed, perpetually furious bus inspector in On the Buses. With his scowls and drawn-out threats, Lewis gave British sitcoms one of their most iconic catchphrases, and a character viewers love to hate.
What the manager said? From tomorrow, you will wear only the company's uniform, as supplied. Right?
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Is it? Is it?
But Lewis was more than just Blakey. A talented playwright and actor, he penned Sparrows Can't Sing, later adapted into a groundbreaking film. He also found enduring fame as Clem Smiler Hemingway in Last of the Summer Wine, a role he played for nearly 2 decades.
Oh, no, there was a Mrs. Lacey at number 26. Next door to her were the Hendersons.
Off-screen, Lewis was known for his modesty and humor. In 2015, he passed away peacefully at the age of 88 in a care home in Wanstead, East London. Though Blakey's frustrations may have been endless, Stephen Lewis left behind laughter that will never fade.
This pocket here is for my windscreen wiper, and this one for my dipstick wiper.
He wasn't just behind the wheel. He drove an entire generation's laughter. Reg Varney, born in 1916 in Canning Town, East London, was the heart and soul of On the Buses as Stan Butler, the cheeky, ever-scheming bus driver, always one step ahead of Inspector Blakey. His charm, wide grin, and effortless comedic timing turned him into one of Britain's most beloved sitcom stars.
No, not really. As a matter of fact, it's just like driving a bus.
Before finding sitcom fame, Varney honed his talents as a pianist and wartime entertainer with the Royal Engineers during World War II, even managing his own concert party. His big break came with the rag trade in 1961, but it was On the Buses that cemented his legacy. After leaving On the Buses, Varney toured internationally with his cabaret act and later embraced painting landscapes during retirement. He passed away peacefully in 2008 at age 92 after a brief illness. Reg Varney didn't just star in a sitcom, he helped define a golden era of British comedy. She played Mum on the Buses, but Doris Hare was so much more than a sitcom mother. Born in 1905 in South Wales, Doris stepped onto the stage at just 3 years old, performing in her parents' portable theater. Her career blossomed across decades and continents, from cabaret to Broadway, where she debuted in Night Must Fall in 1936. By 1970, she joined On the Buses, replacing Cicely Courtnage as the no-nonsense Mrs. Butler.
Want to upset him? What am I going to do with it? Oh, I know. I'll give it to Russ. Come on, love.
With her warmth and wit, Doris became a household name once again. But her talents extended far beyond sitcoms. She performed Shakespeare with the Royal Shakespeare Company, graced the West End stage, and entertained troops during World War II, earning an MBE for her wartime contributions. Doris continued acting into her late 80s, with her final screen role in Second Best, 1994. She passed away in 2000 at age 95, leaving behind a legacy that shaped British entertainment for nearly a century. They made us laugh, they made us feel like part of the family, and then, one by one, they disappeared from the stage of life. Though the actors from On the Buses have passed on, their characters still live on in our hearts, forever stuck in the golden age of television, frozen in time. Which of these stars brought you the most joy? Which scenes live rent-free in your memory? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the past. As we ride toward the next story, remember, the laughter may fade, but legends never truly die. Thanks for hopping on the bus with us. Until next time, stay nostalgic.